Pricing of a course, I believe, should have nothing to do with several things. First off, it should have nothing to do with how much work you put into it. People don't care whether you spend a year creating this course or a month creating this course. To them, it's all about the transformation that they get. It doesn't matter how much you put into the course. Everything has to do with what they get out of it. Secondly, it has nothing to do with how much experience you have. So if you have 40 years and a doctorate degree, that doesn't mean that your course should be priced more than if you don't. And this works the other way around too. This is my very first course in this topic. Does that mean it's worth less? No. The pricing of the course has everything to do with the value that it creates for people, the transformation in their lives. For example, if you help them build a business that's going to make them $100,000 to $1 million a year, that's probably worth something to them. They recognize that after they take that course, it's going to actually put money into their pocket. What about this one? Improving my relationships. Well, if it keeps me from being miserable at home, if it keeps me from getting divorced, if it keeps me from having my kids run away and never seeing them again, yeah, that can be worth a pretty high price. You just have to make it be worth that price. What about improving your earning power by learning a new skill, learning leadership capabilities, learning how to be more productive, whatever? That's probably worth a high price because it's something that they will be able to earn more as a result. How about this one? Improving health. So if I could help you not get cancer, how much is that worth to you? Okay. But at the same time, if I can help you lose weight, unfortunately, that's probably worth more like $200 to $300. And so it's sort of a high to medium when it comes to improving health. And one of the main reasons why is because there's so many people who don't belong teaching about health. In addition, one other key factor that has to do with how you should price your course is where is the market for your particular kind of course. If you're going to teach them something about yoga or meditation or having a positive mindset or happiness or something like that, you're probably going to be at the lower end of the price point. If you're teaching them how to build a business, as I've said before, that's going to be a higher end of the price point. And so you need to consider where your market is. If you are constantly never making enough money to be able to afford to advertise, if you're constantly never making enough money to be able to come up with the next products, to improve your website, to improve your processes, then you're always going to be unhappy. And so I encourage you to be on the higher end of the range of whatever you're doing. And then make sure that as you do this, you structure your course to match your price point. So if you sell a product for $197, you probably can't afford to have weekly one-on-one coaching as part of that. In fact, for $197, I would even question whether you can afford to have weekly group coaching for that. It probably should not be a 15-week product, those kinds of things. And so the lower your price point goes on your course, you need to structure your course with less one-on-one efforts from you and more of videos and pre-recorded and those kinds of things. I encourage you to price so that you make a nice profit. It makes a huge amount of difference when you have a product that is priced at a price point where you can make a nice product. It makes a difference in your lifestyle. It makes a difference in whether you're able to hire and build a team. It makes a difference in whether you're able to advertise to build your business. It makes a difference on whether you're able to come out with the next product. It makes a difference on whether you're able to actually have an impact on the world. Get the people who are really interested in changing their world, charge them a higher price and create an impact there where people will actually do the things necessary to have an impact. And finally, I strongly encourage you to price on the value that you provide people, not on your personal sense of self-worth and issues and hang-ups that you had from the 13-year-old making fun of you when you were growing up. So many people price their products based on what they think they're worth. Here's what I believe. Better to make enough to hire a great therapist and solve your self-worth issues with a good therapist rather than charge people a fraction and continue on with your self-worth issues for the rest of your life. So just some thoughts on pricing your course. What are your thoughts? What did I miss? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? How do you apply this in your particular market, your particular situation? Let me know in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff. Like what you just saw and want more? Subscribe now, ring the bell for notifications, and watch these other videos.